everyone, and welcome to No Filter. I am Bobby Jarrell.
I'm Arthea.
All right, so we'll jump right into it.
Yeah.
You know, you're doing good. Go watch last week's episode. All right, so today's topic is relationships versus situationships. And we're going to talk about a little bit of both of them, like how to know when you're in a situationship versus a relationship. If you don't know, grab you some popcorn because, and you know, it's crazy because some people really don't. They don't know. They don't know. But it's
you do not know, because a situationship can feel so much like a relationship, but then you get into that notion of, okay, wait a minute, we kind of don't have a title, but we doing everything like we got a title. What's going on? And so situationships are something else.
And so have you ever found yourself in a situationship?
Oh, of course. I feel like that's all I have are situationships, and I'm sick of it.
She angry. I'm sorry.
No, because you know, I'm like me and you both. I'm a guarded person, and so when I get to hanging with someone and finally feeling like my guard can be let down, and then express my feelings or whatever, then that's when the hurt comes in, and then you realize, well, shoot, I was in a situationship.
Well, for me, I guess I've been more on the end of, how would I put it, like I don't know how, I guess I've been in situationships before, but I've been okay with the situationship because I didn't want a relationship.
Oh, okay. Oh.
So
because you're in a relationship, kind of give the people out there a little bit of when it's an actual relationship and when it's considered kind of like a situationship.
I guess like for the situationships that I was in, it would be like we would go out to eat and spend the night and stuff like that, but I never wanted to put a title on it. I never. There was like nothing concrete about it.
Okay.
I still was out doing what I wanted to do and things like that. But what? So
does situationships define it? Is it defined strictly because it doesn't have a title?
I would say yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like if you've been with somebody, in the past, it would be like a 6-month marker for me. Like I would meet somebody, we would hang out, and like when it got to that 6 months, then that's why I know this wasn't going anywhere.
Okay.
Like either I didn't want anything more or they didn't want anything more, and it was like, okay, you go your separate way, I go my separate way. Every now and then you may hit me up, I might hit you up, and it's clear. But I think part of the confusion is like in the beginning, being open and honest about what the person wants.
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, like we talked about in the last video, is about their actions. If you tell a person what you want and they say, oh yeah, I want the same thing, but they're not showing you that they want the same thing, then that's a clue for you right there to be like,
it's a red flag, ladies.
But I think like clues would be, well, I don't know, because I had people meet my family, knowing good and well I didn't want nothing more with them. I don't know. I don't think I was a good person in my young days. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. I wasn't a good person.
But was your intentions? I mean, did you ever hurt them, or was that your intention?
You know, it's
because that's the difference. You know, you were having.
I can't say whether or not
Okay.
I hurt them because I don't like I haven't sat down and had a conversation with anybody that I've dealt with in the past. Now, there was one. Well, no, there wasn't even a situationship. I knew that wasn't nothing. Let me see. I don't know. Let me see where I'm going with this because it's hard to explain it from that perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like being in a relationship, I think when you know, you know. Like there's people that say, okay, I knew when I met you that I was gonna marry you, and I think that's bull. But I don't know. That's okay. That's love. But I think in a relationship, when you dating somebody, are they willing to make time for you when they don't have the time? Are they willing to go out of their way for you when you need something? Or are you like meeting family, but meeting family in not just meeting family, but getting to know the family? Because like, they can bring you around to family functions.
And sometimes the family be knowing.
And like if they don't speak to you, they're like, hey baby, and they just go about their way and they're just there. But if you're not really getting to know them, chances are you're just there for the moment. But I think it has to be discussed in a way that you understand your purpose and they understand their purpose. Like I was hanging out with this one guy, just way before my relationship, and he was like, "Where are we going?" He was like, "Do you see us being in a relationship?" And I'm like,
to the stuff.
You go by yourself. But I was like, no, that's just not what I see. And I think he was, like the old folks say, he was trying to court me, take me out to eat and stuff and things like that. And I'm like, no, that's not what I want. And it was mostly just a booty call for the most part. And I think, like, in some people's mind, they look at that as, oh, they want me, they want to be in a relationship. I'm like, if that's all they want from you, that's the only time you're hearing from them, chances are they don't want a relationship.
Yeah.
They just want a situationship.
And the sex.
And I think some people get confused because a situationship doesn't have it's not like this perfect little look to it. To where it's like, oh, we only have sex.
Yeah.
No, they may take you out to dinner. They may take you to the movies and do concerts and stuff like that. But that doesn't mean it's a relationship. Like it looks differently, and it's all about. I think it's about their behavior and what they're putting.
And
forward.
then those conversations, because if a person, this is just how I feel. If a person really wants to be with you, especially as a man, he will lead you going into that relationship. Yeah. If he's not leading and saying, okay, I like you and I want us to be together and I'm, looking at the future us. If he's not having those type of conversations and getting to know you and, vibing with you, then he's not really probably the one.
Probably not.
Y'all aren't. That's not really gonna go into a relationship. It's just gonna be a little situationship.
Yep. So okay, let's talk about like a time frame.
Yeah, time frames.
So you've been in situationships before, right? How long?
You don't want to ask me no damn time.
Be like years.
Don't ask me no time frame, cause I've been in. Never mind. Go ahead. Ask me the time frame.
How long? Like from like the beginning of the situationship. How long did you stay in that situationship? Either knowing more wasn't coming, or still expecting more to come.
A long time.
Like 8 months?
No.
A year?
Maybe about a year.
So what made you stay that long?
Thinking that it would be something different. I think the expectation was I could change this person. I was putting it all on me. Like, I could be the one to change this person. And I still, like, it's like to the point where I didn't want to give up. Because I can win this. And eventually, you got to sit with yourself and be like, girl, what are you doing looking like a fool?
So in that time, Was he showing you signs of, okay, maybe it could be something more, or you kind of took things the way that you wanted to?
I took them the way that I wanted to. Yeah. Not that, it wasn't little things being done. I think I overhyped it.
Okay.
For myself, because that was what I wanted.
Yeah.
And so I overhyped it, and you got to be careful with that, because if he's showing you what it is, if he's not making as much time or putting you as a priority, that's a sign. You want to, because like you said, people will make time for what they want to be around, what they want to, experience. They'll make time for that. And so I wasn't really a priority. I wanted to be.
And so, do you feel like did you know you weren't a priority?
Not at the time.
Okay.
Not at the time. I felt like, hell, I'm working, grinding, you working and grinding or whatever. We gonna link up eventually.
Yeah.
A little bit of a part of me wanted a little bit more, but I'm like, I'm not the type that's why you ain't coming over here, or why you ain't doing that. I'm not that type. But
now, see, the thing with that is, you say you're not the type to be like, why you ain't coming over here? Why you not spending time? But did you want those things?
In the back of my mind, I wanted a little bit more effort. I wanted effort. It wasn't like I was voicing it.
Effort without the results? Like,
I wanted the effort. Like, I'm not gonna communicate, oh, you need to spend time with me and you need to do that. I'm not gonna do that. Do I want it somewhat? Do I want you to kind of surprise me? Of course I want those little surprises.
Okay, so if y'all listening out there, put your popcorn bowl down and pay attention now. If you want it, say you want it. You don't be like, why you ain't spending time? Why you ain't doing this? But say it in a way that's communicating your needs and your wants to him. So like, if you at work, be like, oh, I'm so tired. I wish I could spend some time, like have a few hours with you tonight. Just to relax. Like, say it in a way that makes him understand what you need and be like, okay, she's telling me what she wants.
Yeah.
She's telling me what she needs. So now I know what I need to do.
Okay.
Because that would have saved you a year.
Yeah.
To know, okay, he's not, I'm giving him the signs, I'm telling him what I need, he ain't doing it. After 3-4 months. Because I would say by the 3rd, 4th, maybe up to 6 months, you should know. And by that point, like, it's your decision to say, okay, the D good or the P good.
Yeah.
I'll stick around for that, but I know it's not going to be anything more.
I have a question for you. Okay, so I guess and analyze me, please, because with my friends and my close relationships, I can voice kind of my needs, but when it comes to men. It's like I won't, because I feel like a man should, if he wants me, if a man, and maybe it's just how I was raised, but if a man wants me, he'll show those things without me having to tell them. So in that retrospect, should I be more vocal with the man on how I want to be courted or how I want to be dated, or do you let a man lead? Like, what's your take on this?
Okay, so I know we briefly talked about like the love languages and stuff like that. So tell me 3 things that if a man did right now, you would just drop your panties. What's 3 things? Y'all pay attention, guys.
3 things. Quality time.
And they're going to be specific to love language. It's like, we'll you say what the things are, and then we'll put them into the love language.
Okay, so just calling up, hey, let's go out and go to the beach or something.
Okay.
1, you said 3, right?
Yeah.
That's 1. Number 2,
so being spontaneous.
Coming and being like,
with quality time.
Do you need anything?
How
are you feeling? You know, what you need me to do anything? Number 2. And number 3, what's number 3? 3. What would be number 3? I think I just like spending time with the person that I like.
So let me ask you this.
It doesn't matter what we do.
So let me ask you this.
Ella, you need your paper? Do I need a couch?
It's okay. Just lay out. So let's say you meet Javante.
Hey, Javante.
He like 6'2".
Ooh.
215.
Ooh.
Not like muscled up, but like solid, like a football player. You know what I'm saying? Like nice little football player. Have a nice little thick beard going on.
Mm-hmm.
You like brown skin, light skin, medium skin?
And it doesn't matter.
I like a little brown skin.
About my color.
Okay, look, see, you got the little brownish caramelish going on.
Mm-hmm.
And brother, just all that.
Swag-rific.
If he come up to you, how is he supposed to know you like quality time? How he's supposed to know that you like going to the beach? He don't know that.
But that's over time.
But that's the thing.
That's over time of getting to know each other and talking with one another.
Exactly. So it's like you can't, in order for him to know those things, you gotta talk to him. You gotta express things that you like. Build that connection in a way that you're open and honest about your communication. Let me ask you about your situationship. Did y'all ever have those deep conversations about things that you like and you want and you desire? Not just like a fun conversation. Like let's sitting down and having a deep conversation.
No.
And I think that's part of the issue with people. Like you can't expect somebody to know what you want and what you need until you communicate it. And in order to communicate, it's not just coming out and saying, okay, hi, my name is Marthea. I like long walks on the beach. And I like sipping wine while the sun sets.
And I like watching No Filter.
Yeah, y'all watching No Filter. But it's like you have to communicate that.
Yeah.
And
I get that.
You have to foster those conversations outside of what you're doing today. How was your day? Like, and it sounds cliche. Like somebody was saying, I saw a post when it's talking about like don't ask her what she's doing, ask her what book she's reading or something like that. And there was somebody made like a text chain and they sent the message to the girl saying, what do you read? And the reply back, so, bitch, I ain't reading no book. But having a deeper conversation. Yeah. And sometimes
sex and everything else.
And it's like it's not about who starts the conversation. It doesn't matter who starts the conversation.
Yeah.
If you want that type of connection, that's what you have to put forth, and that's what you have to accept. Yeah. Don't accept anything under or less than that. Yeah. Now, it can be all the time. Mm-hmm. It can be, y'all can have fun conversations outside of that, but somebody needs to start that conversation. Right. And that'll let you know what they want and if they're capable of giving you what you need.
And a lot of maybe just the guys that have been DMing me and things like that, it's like pulling teeth.
Yeah.
To get them to go deeper into a conversation, because it's more than what you're doing, how your day, what you're doing tonight. Like, give me some more, and I do like in-depth conversations. But the people that's been DMing me and things like that, I'm like, I'll stay single.
Yeah, and it's gonna take a while. Like, it ain't gonna be like the next person that DMs are gonna be the one. It's gonna be a while, but you have to first know what it is that you want. Yeah. And then once you know what you want, then you can move forward from there. And
attract it.
What you mean?
Attract what you want.
Yep.
Attract what you want.
Yep.
Now, moving a little further into the timelines. When you're in a relationship, what does that timeline look like in regards to being together for how long, and then taking that next step to marriage
and stuff. Like someone proposed a question of like, is it okay to give your partner an ultimatum of marry me or it's over?
Yeah.
Like, it depends on, for me personally, It depends on the relationship and where y'all are at. If it's a good relationship in a good place, then maybe they're just not. They may want to get married, just not at that moment.
Yeah.
But that's the conversation that you have to have, and I think. I just feel like if you're happy and things are going well, the ring is not necessarily going to make a difference. All it is, like, getting married, it's about having a wedding and a big production. Because afterwards, like, it's just a ring on your finger. Like,
and the relationship, marriage doesn't determine the relationship.
Because I've seen plenty of people that weren't happy, but got married. I'm like, y'all just was fighting a few days ago, but now y'all engaged and getting married. Like, I don't know. Now, I'll share my personal opinion on it and where I'm at when it comes to marriage and everything. For me, when I was younger, being homosexual, it's like I was kind of taught it was a sin, it wasn't acceptable. Like you don't see. Being in a relationship was a struggle for me because like I didn't see that growing up. And so I'm still dealing with that mental aspect of marriage is not acceptable. Like gay marriage is not acceptable. Even though it's legal, I think it's legal in Houston, in Texas. But in my mind, like for 30-something years, like it's not acceptable. It's not appropriate. It's a sin, and I'm still battling with that. But then it's also the thing of I'm not financially in a place where I want to be to get married. I'm wanting him to get his finances and all that together because
that's the biggest part in a relationship.
Yeah, and I think if like going into a marriage, like I don't want to struggle. You know.
I feel
so.
it. I feel it.
But as far as an ultimatum, I think if you're happy. It has to be that you have to communicate that because just because you've been together a certain amount of time, if you don't want to get married and they want to get married, if marriage is what you want and that person doesn't want to get married, then that's a conversation that y'all have to have. And it's like at that point, it's like, is it worth either you staying unmarried or them getting married and probably having resentment?
And that's a conversation that is had, in the process of your dating and things like that. You'll determine if that person is dating with the intent to marry. That person will express how he feels or she feels about marriage and things like that. Because I know a lot of people have expressed, we can be together, but why do we have to have a marriage? Why do we have to put that title to it if we are doing good and we're loving on each other and things like that? Why does it have to be solidified by the title of marriage? It's leading to marriage.
And I think a lot of it comes from our upbringing, our history. Like I know you mentioned stuff about like your parents when they were married and stuff, right? If you grew up not seeing a healthy marriage, it's like you don't know what it looks like in order to have a successful one, or you seen what an unhealthy one was, and so in your mind, like me and my cousin was talking about this, and I'm not even going to tell her. Hope she probably ain't watching the videos anyway. Like, cause we were talking about like what's normal and stuff like that, and she was like, "You can use this in your video," which I'm about to use it. Normal, like what's normal is what we're accustomed to at that time. And if you grew up in a dysfunctional household where the marriage wasn't good as a child, you learn that's normal. That's what a marriage is. And so you take that as an adult, and people want to go rush to get married, and it's like they don't know how to have a healthy relationship. And like when they're afraid of therapy and they don't want to get help because, and it's like a lot of times when you say, oh, somebody needs help, they don't think they need help because that's is normal. This is normal to them. But I think overall, like I guess final thoughts. You got anything else to say about it? Not final thoughts, but like, you know.
Leave situationships in 2020.
Yeah. Like, after 3-4 months, if it's not going to where you want it to go, then you're in a situationship and you need to just let them go. And it's like, it's not about, at that point, you don't need to be like, oh, you need to do this, and this. If they haven't shown you up to that point, then that's your sign right there.
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship and you want more from that person, like marriage, let me ask you this. How soon do you think a person should get married? Like after being in a relationship, like a relationship.
That's tricky because I've seen people, know people who have been together 6 months and then they get married, and then I've seen people be together 5 years and then they get married. So I think that you just have to have that really special connection with that person that is meant for you, and then you guys decide, are we gonna, take it day by day, and if those day by days lead to years, not years and not knowing what it'll lead to, but just knowing each other and growing, seeing each other in different seasons, and then
that's the part right there.
Yeah.
I think like if you're gonna get married, I'll say anytime before 5 years, man. Like anytime, I'll say 4 or 5 years. Like if you get married before that, you gotta be willing to put in the work because it's gonna get hard. Because you're seeing this person, especially if you're meeting them at a good time in their life, you don't know what the ugly time gonna be like. So it's like you have to be willing to say, okay, yeah, it's good right now. I think a lot of times people get caught up in the good right now at that moment and think that it's gonna be like this all the time, and it's not. So I don't know. I'll say like at least 4 or 5 years because you got to get to know this person and grow with them and
change with them as they change, how to handle different things. Relationships are a ever changing, evolving thing with one another.
Yeah.
So
you gotta, but it's work. We gotta put in the work. But like my final thoughts is just, if you're in a situationship and you don't want to be in a situationship, what was it? The forest fire thing when it's like you have the power. It's up to you. Like you say this isn't what I want. Let me move on. And
you deserve more than a situationship. You don't want to. It may feel good at the time, but if you're steady giving your energy to it and nothing changes, girl, boy, man, woman, you deserve better.
Yeah.
Darling.
Alright, so make sure y'all follow us on Instagram at No Filter, Facebook at No Filter 2.0, and here on YouTube. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, thumbs up. I think that's like, right? Yeah, like and thumbs up, the same thing. Make sure y'all hit us up. Let us know what y'all think about the video. Let us know what y'all think about situationships. And if you're in a situationship, sorry. Until next time, I'm Bobby Jarrell.
I'm Marthea.
And we're out. Alright, stop what you're doing right now and hit the subscribe button. Once you've done so, it'll show that you are now subscribed to our channel. Make sure you leave a thumbs up, a comment. We would love to hear from you guys. Now, I want you to go over to Instagram and search at No Filter the Show and hit the follow button. We would love to interact with you guys. Lastly, go over to Facebook and search No Filter 2.0 and follow us on Facebook.